Good morning. Please be seated. What a wonderful, wonderful sight. I am Lorraine Frazier, and I have the honor of serving as the Dean of Columbia University School of Nursing. Our graduation ceremony is always an inspiring occasion, certainly for you graduates, but also for the faculty, staff, and administration. And we're especially thrilled to mark this significant rite of passage this year as the first time since the pandemic that our graduation ceremony is in person. In this historic setting in the Armory. Speaking of historic settings, I'd like to start by reading our school's Lenape land statement. We acknowledge the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Lenape people on which we learn, walk, and work and gather today at Columbia University School of Nursing. Lenape means real person or original person, and it is important to remember that the Lenape are collectively a living and breathing community. Let us honor their legacy. Let us commit ourselves to the struggle against the forces that have depossessed the Lenape people and other indigenous people of their lands. We stand strong in our commitment to support and defend all marginalized peoples of this land who've been stripped of their rights to self-determination. History is relevant to this ceremony in another way. The historic pandemic of the past 2+ years have left us all here today, mourning the cumulative impact of over 1 million Americans who have lost their life to COVID, and 15 million people worldwide. And many of us also have suffered personal losses due to COVID. So let us acknowledge the grief that we've experienced and the healing that we're embracing by sharing a moment of silence together. And now, let us celebrate. For that's what we're here to do, right? It gives me particular pleasure this year on behalf of the staff, faculty, and alumni of Columbia Nursing to welcome you and your families and friends to graduation. As you surely know, Columbia School of Nursing has a long tradition of excellence. The school was founded in 1892, meaning that this year marks the school's 130th anniversary. Certainly a lot has changed in the past couple of years during the pandemic, but can you imagine how things have changed since 1892? If anything that has been a constant in the profession of nursing, it is our ability to adapt to change. The experiences of the past 2 years as we have faced the twin pandemics of COVID and racism changed us as a school, as a community, as a profession, and as individuals. Nursing took center stage during this time, with the COVID crisis shining a spotlight on nurses' contributions to society, especially those most grievously affected by the pandemic due to the effects of structural racism. Nurses were universally hailed for our courage, for putting our lives on the line to help those in need, and for our compassion in the face of so much tragedy. But those of us in the profession are about to enter the profession. This is really nothing new. The competencies that we marshaled against COVID and against racism are bedrock values of nursing. You, as students, were part of the COVID response. As our school joined forces with New York Presbyterian Hospital and to give our students opportunities to serve and to learn early in the harrowing months of the pandemic in New York City. This innovative partnership not only eased the burden of the hospital staff nursing, but it showed many of you what it means to be a nurse, to serve, and to work with the best. I'm proud of what you accomplished through this partnership. And as COVID-19 surged, our faculty and our students conducted vigorous educational outreach and held vaccine clinics for the most vulnerable patients in and around northern Manhattan. Our faculty also stepped up their commitment to doing research that will expand our knowledge about healthcare disparities and that we uncovered in the pandemic and how we should best address those. In response to the pandemic of racism, we renewed our focus on addressing the systemic wrongs that plague people of color. The commitment to social justice and health equity that we initiated prior to the pandemic has been strengthened and tested, and that work will clearly be ongoing. We are devoted to continuing to educate ourselves and our students through a lens of social justice and health equity, to fostering a culture of inclusion, and to caring for our patients with that mindset. We excelled as a national leader in nursing research and in advancing patient care, especially among underserved populations. For the past 3 years, we have ranked number 4 among all U.S. schools of nursing in research funding from the National Institutes of Health. And this year, Columbia Nursing was ranked number 6 for its master's degree program by U.S. News and World Report. The commitment to the health of the individual, family, and community that extends worldwide represents a commitment that we make the day we decide to become a nurse. No matter what is happening in the world, no matter what the circumstances may arise as our careers evolve, and your careers will evolve, as we enter in a time where nursing shortage will require innovative ways of giving care. By 2025, it is estimated that the nursing shortage will have a gap between 200 to 450,000 nurses nationwide. The demand for nurse practitioners is projected to grow 45% from 2020 to 2030. Where and how care is provided will change. The need for innovative care delivery models that leverage technology will be necessary as we prepare to meet the healthcare needs of this nation. You all are entering nursing at a crucial time. Your Columbia degree will open doors for you to become the future nurses of this profession, who will influence how healthcare is delivered. What an exciting time to join the profession that is the foundation of this healthcare system. My hope is that the collective voice of nursing will not just be continued to be heard, but will be accorded an ever more influence. That our expertise in leadership will not just be sought out, but will be celebrated for generations and centuries to come. So today, we celebrate this career milestone for our graduates. I want to acknowledge your contributions to the profession and to our school, your adaptability, and your unwavering devotion to nursing. I am moved by the resilience and commitment you have demonstrated as we have worked through one challenge after another. As you have learned, the resilience of nurses is remarkable, and we do see brighter days ahead. My hope is that you will continue to recognize and to continue to contribute to the growing empowerment and prominence of this profession, that you will be empowered to share your voice, that you will exercise your leadership using the unprecedented platform that nursing now has in whatever path you choose, in your communities, your institutions, and your practices, and if you choose at all levels of government. I feel pride and anticipation as you prepare to take your places in the healthcare system and to use your expertise to strengthen our society and the health of this populace. Your success is a reflection of your intellect, your passion for nursing, and the quality of education that you have received. I would also like to acknowledge family members and friends who supported you on your way to Columbia and who sustained you while you were here. And finally, I would like to express my admiration for the members of our faculty who have helped prepare you for the nursing profession as clinicians, scholars, educators, and leaders. When you began your journey at Columbia, we, your faculty, represented your future. Now, you represent our future. Congratulations. And now it is my great to introduce Dean Katrina Armstrong, who will receive the Second Century Award for Excellence in Healthcare. Dean Armstrong, could you join me at the podium, please? This award was initially established as the Centennial Award, and it was later renamed as the Second Century Award as our school entered the second century. Since 1991, we have presented this award to individuals who portray excellence in advancing health and the well-being of our citizens. Dr. Armstrong is the Chief Executive Officer of Columbia University Irving Medical Center, the Executive Vice President for Health and Biomedical Sciences, and the Dean of the Faculties of Health, Sciences, and Medicine. She joined Columbia recently from Harvard and Massachusetts General Hospital. She is the first woman to lead Columbia's Medical School and Health Science Center. We are privileged to have with us today this distinguished physician, researcher, and educator, and great friend to nursing. Dr. Armstrong's 2 decades of rigorous and innovative research have helped transform our understanding of cancer, genomics, and healthcare disparities. Sorry. She has identified ways to improve cancer care using observational data, modeling, and personalized medicine. Her work has focused on cancer risk and prevention, examined racial inequities in genetic testing and neonatal care, and analyzed the roles that segregation and discrimination and distrust play in the health of marginalized populations. Her most recent investigations have looked at disparities in rural areas and include partnerships with the Lakota tribal communities and organizations in western South Dakota. As a leader in the medical profession, Dr. Armstrong prioritized advancements and strengthened patient-centered care, promoted innovative educational programs, and supported the advancement of junior faculty. At Massachusetts General, she found the Center of Educational Innovation and Scholarship to develop and study new approaches to medical education and created a training program in rural health leadership. While at the University of Pennsylvania, she designed courses on clinical decision-making and established a master's degree in health policy research. Central to all her work has been a commitment to educating, recruiting, and retaining diverse talent among all areas of medicine. Katrina, for your inspired leadership, innovative thinking, and contributions to the health of this nation, we offer you the Second Century of Excellence in Healthcare Award, and I am honored she is able to join us. Thank you so much for taking your time to join us today. Sorry.
Wow, I have to say, when I heard, and Dean Fraser, what can I say? Thank you so much. I will say, when Dean Fraser invited me to speak here, I had no idea I was getting an award. So this is like such a remarkably unexpected, positive, and wonderful thing. I've been at Columbia for 2 months, and this is my first graduation ceremony here, and I just couldn't be more psyched that I'm here with the School of Nursing today. Can we just give you all a round of applause, like, wow. I also just want to say, I know that you all know this, but like so great to have your families here. This is just such a highlight. It's so great to see you all here. And I know that no matter what you may feel, I can stand here as a parent and say they are actually really grateful to you, I promise, whether they say it or not. At some point, they really know it, I promise. I know that we're also feeling very privileged to be here together in person, to know that the science and the care and the efforts of the last years have made it possible to come here to celebrate with people who we love. I will say, as Dr. Fraser shared, the past 2 years have completely transformed our notions of healthcare. But as we emerge, as we all pray, as we emerge from the darkest days of that pandemic, I know that they have reaffirmed one thing that we have all known all the way along, which is that nurses, that you are the foundation of health for all. If we look at communities here across the greater New York area, if we look across our country, if I look at the communities where I serve in the Lakota tribes of Western South Dakota, we look across the globe, I will tell you one thing, that when somebody is suffering, the person who they turn to, the person who they look for is their nurse. It is fundamental to all that is good about health and healthcare. You are the ones who deliver the comfort and care. You are in our communities educating and building relationships. Your role, whether as a clinical nurse, a researcher, a teacher, a leader, is the fundamental building block of how we create health and how we heal. I just want to say, to have a class here as you head out that represents those ideals is one of the greatest things that I have ever had the privilege to be part of, and could never be more important than it is today as we come out of this pandemic. So this is an auspicious moment, I think you all are probably aware, I'm guessing, as you sit here, to join the healthcare team. You don't, I imagine, really need me to tell you that. Imagine the last couple of years have shown you what it means to be part of that team and how incredibly important you're going to be for that team. In fact, I imagine, and I know that you've already lived it, that you know what you mean to your patients, to your community. Of course, we know that COVID-19 has created challenges that were just unparalleled. Their early days instilled the world with fear and uncertainty. And I think it's important to acknowledge, and I can only imagine, that none of us were exempt from that. Like our patients and our communities, we feared for our families, for our friends, for our own health. Each of us experienced that, I know, in our own way as the pandemic unfolded. But even as students, I know that you had no intention of sitting on those sidelines. You had no intention of letting this moment go by without showing your leadership. And you found your way, as we know, to the front lines. In 2020, hundreds of Columbia nursing students stepped up to the forefront. You saw a city in crisis, and you knew you had what we needed to have help. Many of you worked in the hospital, working as nurse technicians at the patient bedsides in the ICU. Many of you staffed COVID-19 hotlines. Boy, do I remember those hotlines. Many of you staffed hotlines following up with discharged patients. I think we all have that memory of just praying when we sent somebody out of the hospital with COVID-19 that they were going to be okay. You assisted with turning on telehealth essentially overnight, performed temperature screenings, set up video calls, even sitting just with patients as they feared for their families and for others. I want you to know that for everybody across the medical center, across Columbia, and across this city, you exemplified everything that is good and true about a healthcare professional. You were healers, you were helpers, and you never hesitated to ask who needed your help today. As Dean Fraser shared, you became integral to this critical thing that helps us be here today. To the moment, do you guys remember that moment when we knew we had a vaccine? I will never in my life forget that moment of knowing that there was a door opening, that a light was coming. And then, of course, the next moment of saying, oh my goodness, how are we possibly going to get it to people? And I know that you all were fundamental to that vaccination effort here in New York City. Hundreds of students, volunteers undergoing training so you could screen patients, administer vaccinations, educate our community. Truly an extraordinary effort that led to one of the largest vaccination sites in our country, vaccinating more than 100,000 New Yorkers here in the Armory. And I just want to congratulate you all for doing that. I remember graduating from medical school and thinking that I'd spent 4 years and I wasn't really sure who I had actually helped. And I just hope that you all know that that is not what you should feel. You have spent this years here and you've helped so many. I will say I know that we've also learned from those experiences, or maybe, as Dean Fraser shared, we've relearned some fundamental truths that I've spent my career on, that I've focused on for decades. I will say one of them is the importance of trust. The reality is that as you go out and build relationships, become part of this incredible group of caring professionals, there is really nothing that can happen without trust. Trust between you and your patients, trust between our institutions and the communities who we serve, trust between a teacher and their student, a mentor and their mentee. Without those bonds, without that belief of shared values and shared commitment to what we're doing, we lose our ability to actually fulfill the missions that we've come here for. And I think we've seen over the years, unfortunately, that division, divisiveness, and the lack of those bonds has underscored the importance of restoring that trust. I will say I learned about building trust from nurses, particularly working when I was a resident in Zimbabwe, working to understand that you can create and shall sustain relationships with people, and that nurses have been doing this as long as the profession has existed. You've taught us all that those relationships are created by the ability to be honest and connected to a patient, to speak truth, particularly when it's hard for you to say and hard for somebody to hear. They come from your empathy, from your ability to walk in somebody else's shoes and know really how to reach them at their time of suffering. But they also come from your integrity and your commitment. The skills, the leadership that you've shown over the last years, the courage to stand up and serve even when that service is incredibly difficult. You have been role models for us all of the way, and I want to say that as we stand here, we owe you an incredible debt, and I know that you will continue to show us how to lead, how to create that trust as we move forward. And I encourage you every day to bring us along with you. Another pandemic lesson that I think Dean Fraser highlighted that is certainly not new is the incredible inequity in health and healthcare in our country and across the globe. That inequity, as we know, is as old as this country. It's as old as anything that has ever been created. But we now have a moment where the world is paying attention, where we know that disparities in health and healthcare cannot be tolerated, and that we must continue to draw attention, to call out with those honest, those empathetic, and those high integrity voices what we should and must do as healthcare professionals. I believe that your class, along with the classes of the other health professional schools, were uniquely forged at this time to lead us in that. I have such hope because I know that you all are not going to tolerate the status quo. You all have seen what we can do. You have seen what it means when we come together and say that it's just not good enough, that we need to do more, that we need to stand up for those who can't stand for themselves. I know, and I am so incredibly grateful, that you are going to be leading us forward, leading all of us who are here following you to show us what the world is possible. And I will have your back every step of the way. And so I want to finish with that for just a minute, because I want you to know, make no mistake, that all of the healthcare team, physicians, every piece, are taught and led by nurses. When I finished medical school, I started my internship at Johns Hopkins. I was scared out of my mind. For whatever reason, my first rotation was in the medical intensive care unit. I'm sure some of you have been there. It's a scary place. And I remember I showed up the first day. I had a new white coat. I had on my Hopkins, actually at that time we wore white pants. We can put that over here. I think that's gone the wayside of all good mistaken traditions. I showed up and I knew nothing, right? I'd had book learning. I'd done some rotations. And I'll never forget, I went to the first bedside and the nurse came to me and she said, "It's okay, I've got your back. Just look at me when you don't know what to do, and I will cover you." And I remember that night I was on call. I'll never forget this. One of the lessons is don't be on call your first night, but that was not. I remember that night there was a patient in the ICU whose pressure, blood pressure, for those of you in the audience I recognize who may not live with these words every day, their blood pressure started to fall, and I was panicked. And I walked into that room. Luckily, it was still the nurse. It was before the shift change. And I thought we should start pressors. That seemed reasonable to me, right? Blood pressure goes down, maybe you start a pressor. And she pulled me to the side of the room so that I wouldn't be called out in front of the rest of the team. She said, "I wonder if you want to consider the fact that we just diuresed him about 3 liters of fluid today." For those of you in the audience, that means that we had essentially dehydrated this patient, and they had dropped their blood pressure because they didn't have enough fluid. And I remember looking at her and just saying, "Thank you." And not only that, she actually said, "I think maybe 500 cc's is where to start." I'm like, "That sounds great to me. Would you do saline?" She's like, "Yes, I'm thinking normal saline would be good." And so I learned for the rest of my training, and it continues today as I learn from every one of the faculty members sitting behind me here, that when in doubt, turn to your nursing colleagues. I remember learning to become a primary care doctor, seeing a patient who wasn't taking her medications, and I didn't know why. I remember trying to get her to, check my boxes, and the nurse coming to me and saying, she just lost a family member. She didn't want to tell me because she thought she'd cry. and that what she really needed was not to be scolded right now about taking her medicines, but she needed my support and my empathy. I remember nurses teaching me about how to reach out when somebody didn't show up in my practice, to understand where they were and what we could do to reach them. I have so much gratitude for those colleagues over my career. I will just call out one of the nurse practitioners here who taught me most about being a doctor. Her name is Linda Palmquist. She was a nurse practitioner with me for 15 years. We shared the journey of some of the most remarkable people in Philadelphia. When I left Philadelphia, she was convinced that I could never keep a plant alive. We all shared an office. And so I would get given plants by my patients and they would, let's just say, wilt a bit. So she shared with me, she took a clipping of her rubber plant. She took a clipping of that jade plant. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those ones that have those kind of circular leaves. And she said, I think you can't kill this. And I have to this day carried that plant with me everywhere. It's sitting in my office now. And she would be so proud to know that it started this big and it is this big today. And so when I think about your future, I hope you have that same experience. That you take these years that you had here, what you've sown, that plant that we're giving you today, and you know that we will do anything to help you grow it, that we will do everything to help you have the type of career that builds upon what you've learned and what you've shown us you can do. I couldn't be more proud of who you are today, to be able to have you as colleagues, to know that you are our future. And so I just want to end by congratulating you all again, congratulating this incredible faculty for what they've done for you. And I look forward to following your careers with pride. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, Dean Armstrong. It is my pleasure now to introduce Rose Rodriguez, who is the Nurse Practitioner Program Director at Morgan Stanley Children's Hospital, Sloan Hospital for Women. She attended Columbia University, beginning first with the Entry to Practice program. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and then a Master's of Science in Nursing. Rose specializes in pediatric primary care, and most recently, she earned her Master's in Human Nutrition at Columbia. Rose has served on Columbia's Nursing's Alumni Association Board of Directors, the school's recent Alumni Engagement Committee. She has spoken at a variety of alumni events and has been a Columbia nursing advocate for many years. She has been a mentor and a friend to many of our graduates, and we are honored to have her join us today. Rose.
Thank you, Dean Frazier. Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to stand here and congratulate all my fellow graduates, their families, and friends on behalf of the Columbia University School of Nursing Alumni Association. I was sitting in your seat 16 years ago, and I've loved my journey. You are part of the school's prestigious history based on exemplary nursing education, clinical expertise, and scholarly research activities. Nationally, there are 4.2 million nurses. We represent the largest healthcare workforce, and our voices are powerful. Now more than ever, we must use our voice to speak up for equity, quality, safety, diversity, and inclusion. I found my inner voice. Thank you. I found my inner voice and power when I worked as a pediatric nurse practitioner in heart failure and transplantation. My patients, their families, and the communities needed me to advocate for their ethical right, their cultural needs, access to care, and resources to empower them to make healthy choices after receiving the gift of life, which is organ donation. Everywhere I turned, there were CUSON alumni, students, faculty, scientists, and friends that made themselves available to nurture my professional growth and development. Columbia University School of Nursing will always be there for you too. So while we congratulate you for all you have accomplished thus far, we also thank you in advance for the accomplishments you will achieve in the future. I am committed to supporting nursing students and their clinical placements. I know how important those hours are. And to invest in hiring new graduate nurse practitioners to our New York Presbyterian Hospital organization. You are joining the ranks of nearly 13,000 alumni who have graduated from the school. And it is an enormous pleasure to welcome you all to the Columbia Nursing alumni community, where you are also members of Columbia University's Alumni Association, known as CAA, a vast network of over 350,000 alumni located all around the world. So looking out at the sea of blue robes, I am immensely proud to call myself a Columbia Nursing alumni, and I congratulate you all again on this wonderful occasion. That is why I give back through our Alumni Association. In the years ahead, I hope you will foster and grow your connection with the alumni, with students and faculty at many of our programs or volunteer opportunities organized by the school. All our contributions help recruit and retain top-notch students, regardless of their ability to pay. We must continue that legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. I have the honor of presenting the student awards. The awardees don't know they're getting this award, so they'll be surprised. The Dissertation Excellence Award is presented by the faculty for Distinguished Doctoral Student Research, and the recipient is Jessica Schwartz. The advisor, Dr. Kenrick Cato, and the dissertation title, Clinician Trust in Predictive Clinician Decision Support for In-Hospital Deterioration. The Anna Maxwell Award is presented to a graduate of the Adult Gerontology Family or Pediatric Primary Care Nurse Practitioner Program who exhibits compassion, competence, and commitment to the provision of the highest quality primary care. And we have two recipients today, Margaret Elizabeth Traynor and Natalia Agneska Zak. The Ann Penland Award is presented to an outstanding graduate of the nurse anesthesia or adult gerontology acute care nurse practitioner program who best demonstrates qualities of academic excellence, clinical proficiency, and empathy for patients. And again, we have two recipients, Ashley Z. Johnson and Catherine McQuaid. The Mary Dickey Lindsay Award is given to a nurse midwifery graduate who best exemplifies leadership qualities that promote midwifery diversity and access to midwifery care for all women. And the recipient is Danielle Wright. The Mary Bleecker Simmons Award is presented to the graduate who demonstrates compassion and devotion to the mental health needs of patients. The recipient is Samantha Nicole Levy. The Faculty Award for Professional Subtlety is given to a student who exercises competence, capacity for leadership, and compassion for patients. Jennifer Christine Wertner. The Margaret Elliott Award is presented to, oh, I thought you weren't here. Take your time, take your time. The Margaret Elliott Award is presented to a graduating nursing student who best demonstrates professional competence, capacity for leadership, and wholehearted compassion. And the two recipients are Charlie May Wan and Jarrett Thomas Murphy. The Alpha Zeta chapter of Sigma Theta Tau, the International Honor Society for Nursing, honors the graduating student who best exemplifies the principles of Sigma Theta Tau: leadership, scholarship, and community service. And the recipient is Bettina Rose Saldua Inde. The Campbell Award is presented to the Columbia Alumni Association, by the Columbia Alumni Association to a graduating student at the school who shows exceptional leadership and the Columbia spirit as exemplified by Bill Campbell, who's an alum, a chair emeritus, a university trustee, and a CAA co-founder. And the recipient is Alden Alexander Bush. Let's hear it for all the student awardees. Woo! Congratulations. I'm pleased to introduce our student speaker, Danny Burgos. Danny is a singer, actor, dancer, pizza connoisseur, and a dog dad to a Chihuahua pit bull mutt named Pinky. Danny was born in Miami, Florida, to a Cuban mother and a Puerto Rican father. He takes immense pride in being the first-generation college graduate and a member of the LGBT community. Before attending Columbia, he received a Bachelor of Music degree with an emphasis in music theater from Florida State University, after which he toured the United States with several Broadway shows. While at Columbia, Danny has learned that humor and laughter is just as effective as medicine. He's learned to be patient with himself while adjusting to an entirely new skill set. And most importantly, that assessing is always the right answer. Outside of academia, Danny's achievements include being his mother's son, a loving brother to his sister and brother, and an uncle to his niece and nephew. Danny is graduating with a master's degree from the Master's Direct Entry program. Please welcome Danny Burgess to the podium.
Good morning, buenos dias. Dean Fraser, faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, first and foremost, welcome. I hope you're beaming with pride as your loved one sits before you today. Fellow graduates, I hope you are consumed with pride and relief today. I want to take a moment to thank you for the opportunity to address you this morning. As a child of immigrants and a member of the LGBTQ community, it is an honor and a privilege, one I do not take lightly. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. My journey to this podium has been anything but linear. I've taken the path less traveled since birth. Sorry about the C-section, Mom. But it has afforded me such opportunity. It's given me the chance to visit 48 out of 50 states. I'm coming for you, Alaska and Hawaii. It has showed me and allowed me to explore every nook and cranny of my interests. But most importantly, this road, this path, has constantly proven to me that it is never too late. Too late for what, you might ask? My answer, anything you set your wandering heart to. 2 years ago, in the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic, I packed everything I owned into a U-Haul and moved from New York City, where I had been making a career as a Broadway actor, back home to Miami, Florida. All 30 years of my life were about to be crammed back under my parents' roof, eating Mom's cooking, and being told to be back home by the time the streetlights were on. 5 years of independence and a successful career in the arts ended at the drop of a hat. As I drove over the GWB and watched the city disappear behind me, I texted a friend and said, I have never felt like more of a failure than I do right now. Sorry for texting and driving, Mom. But standing here, back in the city that never sleeps, in front of the Columbia School of Nursing graduating class of 2022, I can proudly say that I feel like anything but. To those of you who don't know me, my name is Danny Burgos, and to those of you who do know me, try not to roll your eyes when I repeat that yes, I used to be a Broadway actor. Now, I know what some of you are thinking because it's what I get told most frequently. Oh my God, that's such a huge change. But I'd like to share why I think the two are not so different. What I see before me today is not a room full of nurses, nurse practitioners, and nurse scientists, although that is what we are, or are on our path to becoming. What I see is fathers who took their kids to basketball practice while studying for a patho exam. Mothers who burnt the midnight oil knowing full well that they were going to have to walk into their clinical exhausted. First-generation students who, despite immeasurable odds, made it to the patient bedside. What I see in this auditorium is resilience incarnate. People who fell 7 times but stood up 8. In every nurse I meet, I see an improviser, an empath, a communicator, all skills that I needed as an actor and continue to use in my education and practice. So you see, the fields are not so different. we rely so heavily on our empathy, communication, and improvisational skills in this field. And I hope that we carry that with us into everything we do. Also, pro tip, singing some Frank Sinatra for your patients is always a nice little touch. So, as you walk across this stage today, take a moment to look back and think of where you came from. Look back not in judgment, but to honor how far you've come. You've conquered so much. Mental health crises, raising families, COVID seasons 1 through 12. And despite all odds, you've made it here. So, whether this is your final bow or you're just beginning your journey, remember, you are a warrior. You are a healer. You are a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. You are a nurse. But, above all, you are resilient as hell. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Now it's your turn. We're going to recognize our 2022 graduates. We will start with our doctoral programs. Dr. Maureen George will present the PhD graduates. Dr. Susan Doyle Lindrud and I will present the DNP graduates.
Thank you. Talk about a hard act to follow. But wonderful students to recognize and now graduates. Research is a systematic investigation designed to develop or contribute to generalizable knowledge. And nurse scientists generate this new knowledge from a unique nursing perspective, one focused on healthcare delivery and the detection, understanding, and response to patients' experiences. Florence Nightingale's work during the Crimean War of 1854 brought nursing science to the forefront. And then for the next 100 years, the establishment resisted the notion that nurse scientists could be key drivers of healthcare research. But nurses are scientists, and Columbia faculty are among the best and the brightest scientists. As Dean Fraser mentioned, Columbia University is ranked 4th among schools of nursing in National Institutes of Health funding, and it's little wonder that we attract not only the best faculty, but the best and brightest students, and our newest nurse scientists are no exception. It is now my great honor to invite our newest doctors of philosophy to the stage to be hooded by their mentor. I will be announcing the student, their mentors, and their dissertation work. Will the PhD faculty please rise? All PhD faculty, please rise. April Anchetta. Mentor Dr. Chanda Hughes and Dr. Jean Marie Bruzzese for her dissertation work, The Impact of School Climate and Education Policy on Weight and Victimization Disparities Among Sexual Minority Adolescents. Leah Estrada, mentor Dr. Patricia Stone. Her dissertation work, Racial and Ethnic Differences in Palliative Care Services and Potentially Avoidable Hospitalizations at End of Life in Nursing Homes Nationwide. Vani Havsepian, mentor Dr. Lucine Bogosian, for her dissertation titled The Influence of Structural Capabilities on Hospitalizations Among Older Adults with Dementia. Bettina Edney, mentor, Dr. Rebecca Schnall. Dissertation titled Improving Eligibility Pre-Screening for Alzheimer's Disease and Related Dementia Clinical Trials with Natural Language Processing. And Kodiak Soled, mentors Dr. Walter Bochting and me, Maureen George. For her work, The Best Revenge is Living a Good Life, Queer and Trans Resilience Along the Childbearing Journey. Today, science is the wind at your back. Let it keep moving you forward and never stop. Congratulations.
I will be presenting the Adult Gerontology Acute Care Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates. They will be hooded by Dr. Danielle Zuma. Lindsay Carroll. Advisor, Dr. Elsa Werman. Gloria Chan. Advisor, Dr. Elsa Werman. Christopher Clohessy. Advisor, Dr. Mara Berta. Brianna Crow. Advisor, Dr. Estelle Osjeran. Beata De Silva. Advisor, Dr. Jamie Sokumoro. Molly Gordon. Advisor, Dr. Elsa Werman. Kelly Wang. Ashley Johnson. Advisor, Dr. Caitlin Cialella. Yannick McDonald. Malika Mirzagatova. Advisor, Dr. Elsa Werman. Joshua Montelibano. Advisor, Dr. Caitlin Cialella. Megan Murillo. Advisor, Dr. Jamie Sokumara. Haley Chu. Advisor, Dr. Rebecca Wilson. Thank you. Please join me in congratulating the acute care DNP graduates. I will now be presenting the Adult Gerontology Primary Care Nurse Practitioner Program DNP graduates. Alex Duarte Gomez. Advisor, Dr. Brenda Genova. Faye Kaleo Bolo. Advisor, Dr. Brenda Genova. Poppy Jackson. Advisor, Dr. Brenda Genova. Eugenia Shao. Advisor, Dr. Brenda Genova. All right, please join me in congratulating the Adult Gerontology Primary Care Nurse Practitioner Program. I will now be presenting the Family Nurse Practitioner DNP program. Will the Family Nurse Practitioner faculty please stand up? No, there's nobody here. Okay. Zoe Adebat. Advisor, Dr. Fahey. Jeffrey Scott Bailey. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Chris Bustamante. Advisor, Dr. Fahey. Isabel Marie Bustamante. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Francesca Campanile. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Ashley Marie Cardona. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Elise Chase. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Connie Chen. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Chinwe Chris Emenike. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Allison Chung. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Michelle Evans. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Tori Furland. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Elena Ginevretta Frendel. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Angel Guan. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Tira Hastings. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Amara Huber. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Elizabeth Jang. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Kelly Eng. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Nicole Lesnet. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Alexandra Kugler. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Christy Kwan. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Jessica Leventhal. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Sharon Long. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Elizabeth Miller. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Michaela Miller. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Lynn Motanya. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Kira Oberly. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Michelle Julie Sayasang. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Victoria Blair Chiliano. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Elizabeth Supp. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Sing Quan Tan. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Emily Nash Tanucci. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Margaret Trainer. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Supriya Vaidya. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Miranda Vieser. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Jennifer Werner. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Wendy Wu. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Christine Yan. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Taylor Young. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey. Mandana Zargarnian. Advisor, Dr. Ellen Fahey.
It's my honor to call up the midwifery graduates for 2022. Will Rebecca Roop come to the hooding stage? And the midwifery faculty, please stand up. Leslie Fung. Advisor, Pratisha Harishand. Rachel Sullivan. Advisor, Rebecca Rupp and Maria Corsaro. Alicia Thomas. Advisors, Rebecca Rupp and Pratisha Harishand. Danielle Wright, Maria Corsaro and Rebecca Rupp. Let's hear it for the midwifery graduates. It's now my honor to call up the pediatric nurse practitioner graduates for 2022. Dr. Sabrina Obiola Macaulay, Will Hood. Jacqueline Augustine, advisor, Dr. Macaulay. Lauren Belford, advisor, Dr. Macaulay. It gets complicated. Nicole Bolenbecker, and the advisor, Dr. Macaulay. Binta Jallo, Dr. Macaulay, advisor. Victoria Gorham, advisor, Dr. Schneider. Miriam Jason, advisor, Dr. Fiona Paul. Alexia Pratt, advisor, Dr. Schneider. Sumia Syed Udin, advisor, Dr. Sabrina Macaulay. Paulina Vo, advisor, Dr. Macaulay. Xing Wen, advisor, Dr. Macaulay. Victoria Soha, advisor, Dr. Macaulay. Let's hear it for the PNP graduates, 2022. It's now my honor to call up the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner students, graduates, the DNP, and Dr. Kelly Will Hood. Will the faculty from that program please rise? Ronise Benjamin, Dr. Kelly, advisor. Alden Bush, advisor, Dr. Kelly. Olivia Castagliola, Advisor, Dr. Laura Kelly. Alexander Carvala de Salva. Advisor is Dr. Kelly. Ashley David, advisor, Dr. Laura Kelly. Crystal Rain Dawkins, advisor, Dr. Laura Kelly. Sarah Estrada, advisor, Laura Kelly. Lily Evans, advisor, Dr. Kelly. Shayna Foyer. Florette Et Fong, advisor, Dr. Kelly. Giovanna Franklin, advisor, Dr. Kelly. Aaron Michael Garcia, advisor, Dr. Kelly. Melissa Ann Gray, advisor, Dr. Laura Kelly. Janine Inez, program director, Laura Kelly. Caitlin Latronica. Samantha Nicole Levy. Miranda Maldonado, Dr. Kelly. Serena Merchandani, Dr. Kelly. Erin Olson, Dr. Kelly. Remy Peterson, Dr. Kelly. Josephine Pimentel, Dr. Kelly. Pascal Sterneman, Dr. Kelly. Bailey Walters, Dr. Kelly. William Swanson and son, Dr. Kelly. It looks like we're going to have a very healthy, mentally and physically healthy population going forward. Let's all stand up, the recipients of the DNP, and let's congratulate them. Well done. We have our new nurses to congratulate now. We'll now present the graduates of the Master of Science degree. Dr. Mary Beth Massey will confer the degrees to the Nurse Anesthesia Program, and Dr. Heidi Hunt-Schroeder will present to the Master's Direct Entry.
Thank you. Good morning. I am so excited and honored to be introducing all of you to our 2022 almost nurse anesthesia graduates. And at this time, I would like to introduce our faculty, Drs. Boyd and Cancino and Professor Padula. Hasea Abdul Karim. Sydney Alvis Jennings. Alex Amato. Ricardo Aragon. Ali Asif. Bechir Brija. Ria Budway. Kendall Case. Ryan Davis. Joshua Dela Cruz. Omoyemen Ebomilan. Did I get it right? Andrew Eng. Michael Galuzzi. Haley Hoffmaster. Darina Kane. James Komar. Aram Lee. Priscilla Legenair. Amanda Lakram. Cindy Lee. Angelo Yanis. Haley McKay. Tiffany Magno. Catherine McQuaid. Petra Mendoza. Elger Montescaleros. Lorraine Mundanchera. Angelique Grace Parham. Oh, how cute. And her little son. Oh, I love that. Nicole Quinn. Teresa Ritchie. Iris Simbullion. Nancy Tawano. Jordan Waldman. Umida Yurgashiva. Last but not least, Faye Zacharias. Congratulations to our future nurse anesthesiologists.
On behalf of the MDE faculty, I will be announcing the names of our Master's Direct Entry graduates. Will the MDE faculty please stand? Danny Burgos. Edith Abayan. Louis Abreu. Shawnee Alvarez Gutierrez. Emily Inkillo. Charlie Aoun. Angie Attard. Kelsey Bafour Adol. Victoria Baker. Akila Baptiste. Rebecca Baskin. Emma Blanchard. Megan Bunome. Humara Budor. Kelly Keone. Allison Calabrese. Jenna Khalifa. Gianna Kengla Osi. Victoria Bonus Susilio. Amanda Marie Chodakowski. Jamie Chen. Madulin Chen. Madulin Chen. Chantel Sigas. Michelle Ann Cohen. Delaney Collins. Rebecca Collins. Ioana Kreiner. Oh, sorry. Colin Taylor Demerit. Christina Dominguez. Esme Douglas. Allison Dobinsky. Sarah Ducharme. Nudine Elayon. Jasmina Fanini. Victoria Finnegan. Janine Flores. Jessica Flores. Jadelyn Forgiurini. Katia Franco Carmasa de Mora. Maeve Gaffney. Alexandra Victoria Galdi. Kellyanne Garber. Kelly Gibney. Catherine Gerlich. Rachel Glasser. Molly Gold. Abigail Herman. Megan Yacht. Nisreen Jobara. Jolianne Judge. Isadora Kagan. Callie Opie. Kalzer. Maya Kisis. Danielle Kelly. Caroline Kenny. Sean Kerwick. Tristan Kim. Julia Klein. Ellen Croto. Catherine Cups. Lily Kurtz. Natasha Loroya. Shin Yo Lee. Paul Lafave. Josiah Lee. Rachel Latan. Anastasia Lutopoulos. Madison Lord. Hannah Luong. Nicolette Mulave. Jessica Mandel. Catherine Mandingo. Sonia Mann. Kathleen McAuliffe. Megan McWigan. Megan Mayer. Anna Melman. Charlotte Miller. Nina Mirzaka Shani. Joanna Moore. Catherine Morales. Mary Ellen Morris Delaney. Jarrett Murphy. Madeline Murphy. Nessa Murphy. Nadia Mustafa. Joseph Nazarejo. Jill Neja. Suloni Nimade. Emmeline Newland. Amanda Nosen. Olatunda Oganfo Igras. I'm sorry, one more time. Chelsea Oka Ofor. Hindia Omar Miller. Danielle O'Neill. Emma Osige. Aislinn Ozawa Burns. Lexi Para. Zara Paytal. Andy Peck. Melanie Persad. Barbara Lee Patillo. Jamila Pierre. Natalia Painuik. Brendan Amonte Polek. Mackenzie Press. Brooke Petty. Mervixie Quinteros. Rebecca Reason. Sophia Richardelli. Molly Rich. Alexis Richardson. Jillian Rodesk. Allison Rodriguez. Jasmine Rodriguez. Sophia Rosenberg. Justine Salas Matian. Paula Sanchez. Michaela Santillo. Leah Saunders. Hannah Schrader. Brittany Scott. Katie Song. Natalie Singer. Kimberly St. Fleur. Kendall Sui. Jeff Schul. Kaora Suzuki Hotan. Jacob Shatipek. Andy Tan. Claire Vara Escamilla. Su Ting Wang. Leah Weiss Gall. Clara Veneker. Ian West. Brenna Yee. Tessa Yu. Emily Zhao. Nikki Z. Bullman. Help me congratulate the Master's Direct Entry class.
Now it's time to really celebrate. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for joining and celebrating with our students. Please enjoy the celebratory treat and toast on the first, second, and third floors. I ask the guests to please remain seated while our graduates exit. Let's one big fat round of applause for all of our graduates. Congratulations. Woo!